Hello everyone, and welcome back to another book haul. Now, I know I haven't finished everything from the previous book haul, but I had a couple days in a row where the fall vibes were immaculate where I live. We were talking blue skies, but with trees that had all yellow leaves. You had that bright yellow against blue, and it was like 50 degrees outside. And it had that crisp morning feel of like walking to the gym, and it's cold and dark in the morning, but it's not uncomfortably cold. It's kind of like a comfortable cold, and the crunch of leaves. I was feeling it. I was ready to dive into a lot of fall reading and just sit in my chair with a cup of tea and a blanket over my lap and a really good book. So I, against my better judgment, went back to the library to get even more books despite not finishing the books I currently have out. But I will finish them because I enjoy reading a lot in the fall. So this is just slightly irresponsible, but not entirely irresponsible, because I know I'm going to finish them, and I've justified this to myself a million times by saying, well, a lot of it's like manga, so I'll get it done. So I'll get it done. I haven't forgotten about the other books. I was feeling the fall vibes and I wanted to participate. So I have a lot of books, but a lot of them's manga, so I'll get through it. So let's dive in and talk about what I'm reading. The first one actually isn't new. This was another haul. That was the Hidden Kingdom of Fungi. So this one I got out before I went on vacation, which I'm not entirely sure why I got more books before I went on vacation than I knew I could read before I went on vacation, especially because I knew work was going to be crazy. So I got it and I didn't have time to read it, and then when I came back from vacation they were all overdue, and I just returned them all to give everyone else an opportunity to check it out, because even though my library doesn't charge late fees, I don't like holding books overdue. Even though there's no real penalty, it just feels weird. So I returned them all, and then when I was back at the library I saw this one was on the shelf, so I took that to mean no one else had read it in the meanwhile, and I decided to grab it. So this is exactly as it sounds. I'm assuming it's going to be a little pop science book. It should be super fun. I really like looking at all the little mushrooms and fungi and everything else that grows in the forest. When I take my hikes, I love taking pictures of them, so I'm interested in learning more about it. So this should be fun, but this is not a new book. This is something that I was supposed to read before I went on vacation. Next up, we have Murder at the House of Rooster Happiness by David Casseret. And this is, a mystery. I'm not sure what kind of mystery it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a cozy mystery or a regular mystery. It's a little bigger than normal, but I don't know if the text is bigger. I don't know. I don't know what to expect with this one, but I'm going to read it and I'm going to see how I feel about it. I have no expectations. I believe this takes place in Thailand. Maybe. That's what the back seems to indicate. So I'm interested in seeing how this goes, how this takes place. Yeah, we'll see how I feel about this one. It's a mystery. It might not be a cozy mystery, but maybe I'm feeling not a cozy mystery because of like Halloween and vibes, but I'm also very easily scared, so hopefully it isn't too scary. So we'll see how I feel about this one. Next up is something that looks kind of dark, and I don't really know why this appealed to me so much. Well, I did, because the premise on the back seemed really interesting. And that is Opioid, Indiana by Brian Allen Carr. It tells the story of a 17-year-old boy who's living in rural Indiana, and basically life's been hard. You can tell he's kind of in an impoverished situation, and he's responsible for coming up with rent because basically all the adults in this life have either their own personal problems going on or have failed him in some way. And he's just a young boy adrift in a part of America that is usually overlooked and not well served. So this should be interesting. I'm honestly expecting this to be kind of sad. So we'll see, but it's short, which is the reason I got it, because if it is sad, it's not going to be a lot to suffer through, and it's probably going to address, I'm hoping it's going to address some of the issues that like rural America faces with like lack of services and also like a lack of national attention. And yeah, just kind of what it's like to be in that situation. I should add that I grew up in a small town, but I did not deal with a lot of the struggles that I think are going to come up in this book. I had a very good experience growing up in a small town. I saw a lot of the benefits of living in a small interconnected community, but I know that especially when you have a community that is small but then doesn't have a lot of work opportunity or doesn't see a lot of mobility out of the situation, that can quickly become a curse instead of a blessing. So it's going to be interesting to see this, even though I feel like I know some of the things that can happen in smaller communities without a lot of money. It'll be interesting to read a book about it. I do like to read stuff about this. Well, I listen to a lot of audiobooks about stuff that maybe problems that rural communities have. It's just kind of, I don't want to say interesting because it's bad, but I feel like it's good to know about. I do a lot of that with audiobooks, and it's nonfiction, so this is kind of my first fiction book in this. So I'm going to see if I like it or if I just want to stick with nonfiction with this topic. Or maybe the book isn't even about what I think it is. That could happen too. We'll see. The next one, well, the next three I'm just going to show together, and this is Heaven's Design Team. This is a manga series. Don't really know what it's about. I got volumes 1, 2, and 3 because they were all in, and for the longest time the library only had volumes like 3 and 6 in, and I had no idea where the other ones were. So when I saw 1, 2, and 3, I just took them all out because I was like, this is my one chance that they're going to be like, I'm going to be able to get them. So I got them. I honestly got this because one of my friends in my D&D group recommended this series for me, or to me. So of course I want to follow up on his suggestion and I want to read them. So I am going to do it. I kind of like the covers. I think they're kind of crazy. I feel like this could be funny, and I feel like his suggestions are always good for most things for me. He's really good at like recommending things that he knows I will like, in terms of like podcasts or anime or other things. I feel like he's really good at recommending. I'm sure we all know people like that. Some people might like read a lot or have a lot of good suggestions, but they're not really good at narrowing in suggestions on stuff that you in particular would like. And he is. And I think we all also have friends who are really good at recommending something that they know you will like, and they tend to be spot on. And this is one of those situations. So I'm going to give it an honest try. Do not know what to expect. Know nothing about this series. But it was in my notes on my phone as a suggestion from a friend, so I needed to read it. And I have an opportunity now that they're finally in the library. And whoever had volumes 1 and 2, you had them out for a long time. That's all I'm going to say. The next one was something I saw on the news shelf. I don't know what to expect. Oblivion Rogue Volume 1. Again, I was kind of in like the fall vibes mood and was not really looking at what I was checking out. It just seemed kind of interesting. It's rated as older teen, so I'm not sure if there's gonna be a lot of violence. I hope not. I'm gonna probably expect there's a little more than maybe I would personally prefer, but maybe the story's good. It'll be interesting to read and see what it is. It's just volume 1, so we'll see if I like it. I'm not sure. This Heaven's Design Teen seems a little lighter than this, or in terms of mood, but maybe it's not. Things can be very surprising. Doki Doki Literature Club. I played that game. Been there, done that. Do not take appearance as the final say. So who knows? Maybe the Heaven's Design Team will be really dark and this will be the one that I really love. So we'll see. Next up, we have Wild Design, Nature's Architects by Kimberly Ridley. This is just a really small, short, fun book I'm interested in reading. Just looking through, kind of reminisce about summer. I love hiking. I love being in nature all summer. This seems very, very light, easy. I think it's under 100 pages or just over 100 pages. And I'm just really interested in seeing what they have to say and kind of reminiscing about all the great hikes and walks I took this summer. And as we go into a colder phase where I live, and I will not be going outside very much, it'll be fun to read. And I thought the cover was really pretty, so that always gets me. The final book that I have, kind of in that same vein of, oh, remember all the fun things I did this summer, as it kind of gets cooler and I start to transition to spending more time inside, is The Hiking Book from Hell by Ari Calvo. So this book, I believe, is about a man who all his friends start hiking, so he decides he's going to see what all the fuss is about. I love hiking. I think it's super fun. I think it's very enjoyable. Nothing beats wandering into a huge forest, on a trail, or even just like a paved trail that runs along a city. All of them are good. I love getting out, walking, moving, the people you meet, the experiences that you have, the wildlife that you see, and the fact that it's free, and at least where I live, the trails are everywhere. It's free. It's super accessible. I love it. There's something for everybody. So I'm interested to see what a non-hiker coming to hikers perspective is. I think it's going to be really interesting and probably humorous. At least that's kind of the vibe I get from reading the back and the cover. I believe he is based in Norway, so he is not American, but Norway is one of the countries I would love to go hiking in, so I'm interested in seeing what he has to say about that too. So that actually is it. Quite the haul, but I'm excited to read these. Please let me know if any of these sound interesting, or if you've read any of the books in the series, what you thought about them. I will be reviewing these as soon as I finish the ones that I've already read, or already checked out in my last fall haul. But I will be reviewing these, so stay tuned if any of them sound interesting and you want to know what they're about or how I thought about them, or what I thought about them, I should say. Other than that, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.